ECW turned heads and broke all the rules when they popularized hardcore wrestling. But one angle in particular on October 26, 1996, may have just been a wee bit too risky and sacrilegious. Your third most controversial moment, ECW crucifixion.
Oh, whoa, this is rough.
I must have missed that. It doesn't sound like it was too effective. I don't know.
I mean, there's so much you could do in wrestling, you don't need to go there.
I don't believe any sport should touch, or government should touch religion, or anybody's faith for that matter. When you start playing with stuff like that, man, you're playing with the unknown. Nobody knows for sure what could happen in the long run, or the so-called end of days of when things are going to happen. I just think it's something taboo that people shouldn't even mess with.
You know what? I want to know what those guys were doing the night they dreamed that up. Were those guys together, partying somewhere in some hotel room, popping some? What were they doing? I want to know what kind of shit they were doing, because that's out there, and I never even heard about that, you know. But I can see where that would be a little controversial. But given those two characters, I know them both. Doesn't surprise me.
No, I'm just picturing like Lady Gaga doing a remix in there somewhere. That would be so cool. You have to do that again, maybe. No offense.
I mean, there's certain things that are sacred. I'm still a little upset because of the brother love issue. If you remember that. I never liked that. I thought it was sacrilegious. I just felt uncomfortable. I wouldn't, if they asked me to do it or be involved in it, I'd have to decline.
Jesus Christ. For a Jewish kid to watch that, it was geared to the ECW fans. I mean, not one ECW fan was insulted by that. ECW fans had a totally different mindset, a totally different way of looking at things. To them, that was cool. They'd want to see more of that. But if you get the sports entertainment fan that sees that on TV or something like that, it's, ooh, blasphemy.
You know, if you do something like that, you're going to offend a lot of people, and we can't afford, I mean, I wouldn't want to afford to do something that would drop my fan base or drop fans from watching. Even, you know, yeah, we have fans from that don't believe in God, that do believe in God, that believe in something. So, you know, why even risk it? Why risk it? Why do something that crazy? But then they were known for doing crazy things. That's what put them on. That's what put them on TV. That's what got them their name and got what recognition they got because they did stuff that was completely off the beaten path.
Wrestling is a three-ring circus. I think everything could be out of bounds.
That's controversial. I can see how that can make the list. I know that had a lot to do with Kurt Angle not coming to ECW, or that, I think that, if I remember correctly, it was right before my time when I was there. I think I was Team Taz at the time. They did that angle, but I think that was his deciding factor to not come to ECW, and it seemed like it paid off for him. You know what I mean? He seemed to do okay after that. You know, after making that decision, it didn't seem to hurt his career at all. So, but as far as controversial, I mean, I think we did something controversial every night of the week, whether it be on TV or a house show. So I mean, that's just to me, it's controversial, yes, to the normal person, but to me, it was just another night at work.
That was interesting. I actually don't remember who was crucified the night that Kurt Angle was in, and they tried to get him to join the company, and because he was such a good Christian. Was it that night? Because I was there. And here I am talking to Kurt Angle, trying to sway him to come to ECW, and they do the whole crucifixion. He was like, never, I will never work for this company.
I'm not a huge religious person. I believe in karma, and maybe that was good or bad karma that day, but it's always nice. It's always a nice image, crucifixion, so very cool.
Once again, was it good for ECW business? Sure. Was it the right thing to do? I'm not a religious person, so I didn't care, but maybe to a lot of, you know, religious people out there, maybe it wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I know Kurt Angle wasn't a big fan of it.
if they had a positive effect, it was short term. Mind you, they're out of business now because that's any kind of a shock jock radio or shock TV is temporary. It captures people's attention for a very short period of time and then it's gone.
There's so many ways to get heat. And in the business, we always talked about it's so easy to take shortcuts and to do things that you know are going to get a reaction. But, you know, it's, and I'm not even to draw a comparison, but, you know, I used to look at young guys in the business that would get in the corner and stand on the second turnbuckle and go, ah, and the fans would go, ah, and they think, boy, they really accomplished something. And they go to all four corners, and I just would shake my head, and that's not talent.
You know, those kind of things is, people want reality, they want personal issues where, you know, it's you and I and we don't like each other, or I did something to you and you did something to me and you're going to get me and I'm going to pay you back. That's what people want.
Yeah, when you talk about crucifixion angle, the closest thing I remember that was the entrance that the Undertaker made at a pay-per-view where he came down in a similar position that had tremendous controversy of overstepping a boundary of where wrestling somehow would be mentioned in the same breath with something with possible religious connotations.
The Undertaker at one point, I believe, used, if I remember correctly, also did an angle with a cross. But other than that, I think they've crossed color lines, but not. They really haven't done anything that I remember clearly about religion.
Down with it. Why not? They do movies. They do films all about Christ and crucifixion. Why not have it in wrestling?
I would personally not be offended by anything religious, or I think getting more into people's personal lives or personal stories would have way more of an effect than, you know, something that I view as political science, such as religion or other news snippets.
Well, anybody can do anything they want to do. It's up to them. I mean, it's something that I wouldn't do. I mean, religion's sacred to me and what my religion is. And, you know, if you're going to make fun of it or do something like that, I don't think that's right. But if you're going to do something where it's going to bring more out and people to talk about it and good things, you know, maybe it would be good. But if it's something that's bad, I wouldn't do it.
To them, they thought it was good. Me, I mean, yeah, I do. I believe in something. Yeah, I do. And would I think that I would do something like that? No, thank you. Well,
I think the only person they're going to have to, you know, go to at the end is the man upstairs. So it doesn't matter what we think. It's what the man upstairs thinks.